Al-Shaida and Shisis have taken a great hit today. They've taken a great hit, a major hit today. We took out some of Shisis's big leaders, their top dogs. We cornered them in a cage. We said, Wutaru, don't cry. Don't cry, Wutaru. It'll be okay. And then he died like a dog. All right, damage calculation formula revamp. Oh, okay, there's the reason. 0% chance they f this up. Surely, nothing could go wrong. Damage calculation formula revamp. We're here to share an update with the upcoming overhaul damage calculation formula, which was announced at the Heidel Ball. Our original plan was to gradually roll these changes out to the Black Desert Global Lab starting today on July 11th. However, due to the fact that every part of the combat system is deeply interconnected, testing would be less accurate if we applied only a portion of it first. Therefore, we decided to apply all combat improvements at once on July 18th. Oh boy. On Black Desert Global Lab. Wait, for the official servers, we're aiming for July 23rd. No later than July 30th, depending on the results of our testing. Nothing inspires confidence in me as a player than the developers looking at me dead in the eye and saying, we're rushing this out for you. Again, that just inspires confidence. No way they f this up. It'll be fine. Since this patch includes a wide range of changes, today we'd like to give you an overview of the main improvements coming next week. Wait, do I have 360 AP now? Do. Even without the buff, I have 360. Sorry. It's measuring the size of my penis. Okay, to make this transition as smooth as possible, we'll share detailed information on the change in next week's Black Desert Global Lab patch notes. We're committed to making sure everything is thoroughly prepared for a stable update. Thank you. Today's announcement will be translated and shared separately for each service region. Well, where the hell is it translated at? We paid BDO Foundry literally nothing, and they translated it for us. Improved my stats UI and added a detailed stat information tab. Okay. The UI equipment my stats will be improved to allow you to more easily and intuitively check the detailed stats currently applied to your character, and a detailed stats menu will be added to allow you to check more detailed information. I'm going to be honest. My favorite thing that they've done recently as a grinder, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, is I like to like I'm grinding Darkseeker's Retreat. I'll put on like the demi-human. I'll click total stats, demi-human. And then in this top left up here, you can see it's 10,025. But if you like class buff and shit, the number goes up, right? And so you can see if you're meeting the AP cap in real time while you're actually grinding. I have appreciated that. I've never seen PA fumble. True. They've literally never f***ed anything up. Ever. They only f*** things down. Like PvP. Alright, limit the mouse movement while using skills. Mouse movement while using skills had a great impact on PvP balance. Haha! You, Armin. Also, Choice. And every other berserker on the server. All the rest of us terrible players. Welcome down to the earth, pussies. Seriously, that's a good change. This is good, right? This is a good thing. For everyone except for super high-end PvPers, particularly berserkers, right? In an effort to provide a better PvP experience. The use of mouse movement feature will no longer be available when using skills. Nice. Whoa! When using skills. In situations where skills are not being used, like gathering and moving, you can still use it the same as before. Whoa! Life skillers are huge! Okay! That's big. Honestly, life skillers up massive. Life skillers rejoice, yeah. There was a lot of downtrodden gatherers out there. That was big. That was W. By the way, you're getting 400 monster damage for 360 AP. Don't just... I I am getting to one-shot everything in the game. That's what I'm getting. Increased extra AP monsters according to your sheet AP. Okay, so this is the big part of the update that's super controversial. That like, people don't really know how to feel. So I'll tell you how to feel about it. It's okay. When the displayed sheet AP is 310 or higher, the extra AP against monsters +8 will be added for +1 sheet AP. I think that this is a very, very good change for the game. I find it kind of fucks new players. No, it does not. It does not. And I will explain why. So, number one, new players speed run lower AP levels nowadays. It's no secret. New players, they are still working hard. I'm not trying to undervalue new players' effort, but you're basically able to speed run through to like the 305 or so AP bracket pretty quickly as a new player. Like within a few, 2 or 3 weeks. Like you're basically speed running straight through nowadays. Especially with the free Garmoth and stuff. You're getting an extra 3 AP there, and then yeah, all the black stars, the Kron stones from the ball and stuff. Progression has really never been faster for those players. Also, Karazad, being able to get over to Karazad very quickly has been able to help new players very quickly. We're like, well, it still doesn't help new players. Actually, it does, because right around the 305 bracket is when the game is going to start getting harder for you to progress, but you do still have the motivation to get to that 310 because you know, okay, because 305 and particularly 309, they did not choose the 310 AP bracket for no reason. 309 is actually the last significant AP bracket on the charts at all. Okay. And a new player, it might be a little harder to hit 309, but 305, you're going to hit relatively quickly within a few weeks of playing the game. You'll hit that pretty fast, and the progression will come so quickly to you that you're not really going to be worried about, oh, I'm not being particularly efficient, because you're just blasting through gear score pretty quick, like on the daily basis. You're just pumping through it, which is going to feel really good. And then you're going to hit 309, and then after 309, it felt like your AP gains on investment kind of declined a lot. And that's, again, into the mid-game. I would say 309, you're still kind of a mid-game player in terms of overall gear score. But now you have motivation to push beyond the 309 gear score bracket because you know that you will see significant increases to your damage to mobs every single time you get even a minimal upgrade. Even a minimal upgrade, which is actually really good. I think that it will help motivate mid-game players, and it will help motivate end-game players too, because now, again, that Deck Karazad belt that I just spent $400 on feels a lot better now, because now I'm getting 9 AP instead of just 8. That feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. I'm listening to this like, what? I'm stuck at 287. You will be okay. You will get there. You will get there. You'll transition to Karazad. You'll start to enhance those, and you'll get those going. 287. You've got your Pen Black Stars. Your Tuvala's obviously done. You finished the Magnus questline. You've got your guaranteed pens done, and you're starting to work your way through getting your Karazad. But I promise you're gonna get AP pretty quickly after that. But like again, I do think that choosing the 310 AP, that was a very smart thing to do for the devs, because 309 is the last significant AP bracket. If we look at the AP brackets BDO. Boop-a-doop. Okay. 309. Right here. You get 4 non-sheet AP at that bracket. Then you have to go all the way to 316 in order to get 3 more non-sheet AP. Then you have to go all the way to 321 to get 2 more non-sheet AP. You see how the brackets kind of fall off after this. They're not as good. They're still there, but they're not quite as good. Yeah? So again, 309 I think is a really good bracket to be doing this at, and I think that it helps us feel like our progression means a little bit more into the late game is important. Because like right now, one of the primary complaints about a lot of players is we don't feel like our gains really mean anything. Congrats on the +1, pussy. You know what I mean? Like you work really hard to get +1 on your Karazad. You're like, whatever. Well, 8 monster AP is nothing to scoff at. That feels good. You know what I mean? You remember back in the day, we used to hit the Pen Dandy. It was like, holy shit, 9 AP. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Or +8 AP. And then you would go through like 2 brackets and stuff. This at least brings us a little closer to that feeling, you know? So with buffs, it'll be around 1600-ish. I don't know yet. I have no idea what it's going to land at yet. But I will tell you, my opinion of this, just on the surface, assuming they get this right, I think this is a good thing for the game. I think it makes your progression, especially into the mid and end game players, I think it makes you feel a little bit better. you know, as you're transitioning out of Hong Lim base into like Dekia, most people, I'll be honest with you, most people skip Dekia and they transition out of Hong Lim base into Hong Lim base. But I think that that will kind of stop with what they're going to do to like monster AP. They said that they were going to cap monster AP and they're going to like force you to go to higher end spots. I don't know. We'll see. What they said at the ball was kind of shaky, but like, I do think that this will help the mid game players a lot. Plus 9 AP is more than 1 Kabua for reference. Again, I agree. I think that's good, as it should be, because that Karazad... Guys, anyone that is enhanced Karazad at those high levels, Sept, Oct, Nuve, Deck... Guys, am I trolling? Isn't that, like, really hard to do? It's like, oh my god, this is so cancer. It's really hard, and then you finally get it to like plus 1 AP, and right now, that feels kind of bad. This makes that feel at least a little bit better. You know what I mean? You work hard, you actually get rewarded for it, in my opinion. It's a step in the right direction. Deck was free for you though. Didn't I just hit Deck on like... Honestly, it was kind of free. I'm not even gonna lie right now. But my Sovereign was not, so... Deck Karazad getting carried. Sovereign getting fisted. But you know what? We take those. I'm taking that win. I'm taking that dub. Alright. Monster Zone balance adjustments. This is the part I'm a little shaky on, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Again, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but my impression of the ball when they spoke about this was that they were going to make it so that low APDP players could not grind, like physically, basically, if you don't meet the recommended APDP for a spot, or at least AP for the spot, you couldn't grind at that spot. And I think that that is very bad. I do not like that. I do not like that. I think the reason that they're doing that is because they're making this above change up here, and they don't want people to... Everyone would end up grinding Dark Seekers. If they did this, everyone could do Dark Seekers regardless of what your DP was. You just like two-shot the Dark Seekers, you know what I mean? Like it really wouldn't matter. And they don't want people to do that, but I think it takes an aspect of the game away. I do. I think I'd rather see like a PvE balance change. It's a sandbox MMO, and I think it's important in a sandbox MMO to let that degenerate ninja who wants to grind Gif and Raza with 0 DP on, or like basically no AP, to let him go ahead and try to do that because like he wants to, right? I think that taking that ability away from people is not a good thing. Now, again, I don't know if that's coming in this patch, but that was the only part of this that I didn't really like very much. Imagine you had 370 AP, but with 414 DP. That's where we're headed. I'll be honest with you. With this kind of a change, we're headed that way. We're going to have players that have absolutely insanely high AP, and the strategy in PvE will be to just kill the mobs before they can hit you. Like, not even capping. I like that because they're killing the meta classes. No, because usually the people that always like to punch up were people like me. And the reason I'm trying to stick up for these people is because I used to do that. You guys remember when Orzekia came out? Day 1 Orzekia. I was grinding Orzekia on my DK at 758 gear score. Way below what I was supposed to be. But I said, I'm doing it. And it was fun. I was having a good time. Because like I'm on the edge of my seat the whole time. Won't be able to do that anymore. I mean, I will be able to because I have enough gear now. But like that, you guys won't. And I feel like that takes something away from the game. Not for everybody, but for, again, it's a sandbox MMO. You take something away from like the smallest players. You end up, you know, wide, like scope of the game. Every time you make one of these changes, the scope of the game decreases, right? And I just don't like to see those kind of changes. Remian, thanks for the Prime sub. Now, I don't know if they're going to follow through on that or if that's even in this patch, but I will tell you that this is the part that I like. That was the part that I didn't like. Let's see what this is. Monster Zone balance adjustments. As the damage rules, such as the previously announced increase in damage against monsters according to displayed sheet AP have changed, overall Monster Zone balance will be readjusted. The following will be reflected in the Monster Zone balance adjustment. Adjustment of APDP and AP limits by Monster Zone. The required APDP for each Monster Zone will be further specified. If the maximum AP limit is exceeded in each Monster Zone, any additional AP over the limit will only be applied by 5% of the value. And this is what I was hinting at before. Right now, a lot of people love to do Hong Lim base. They get to like 270 AP and they just start doing Hong Lim base. They just start doing, they get like 350 DP, you know what I mean? And they just start doing Hong Lim. And then they just don't stop doing Hong Lim until they go to Dark Seekers. Like this. What about Dekia? Nobody cares. They just keep doing Hong Lim. I think that this will change that. I do. Boss monsters that appear in some monster zones will be applied with 50% of the added value instead of 5%. Wait, what? So, like, if you're over the cap, you'll get 50% of your AP against bosses only? I think that's what that means. Well, then never mind. You're good. I think that people will still keep doing because then you just one-shot the boss. You know what I mean? You get through the boss like way faster. You're cooking, you know? Okay, so Darkseeker's Retreat. Existing recommended 330. Existing maximum AP 1150. Maximum AP limit change 1490. Wait, how much AP am I getting? Whoa. Hold on. How much AP am I getting? I have 360 AP without an AP buff right now. So minus 310 times 8. I'm getting 400 AP plus the 1150 that I've already got. I'm good with it. Honestly, I'm good with it. Holy shit. Oh my god. All right, 1490. So what that means is a lot more people should be able to do Darkseekers. Dokebi, no one cares about Dokebi because it's ass. Crescent, Dekia Crescents, 1350. God, dude, Dekia Crescents. Dude, I went back and did Dekia Crescents. It's a lot harder than it used to be. Like, bro, that spot does not f around. It's basically Dekia 2. Like, I don't understand it. Again, recommended AP 310, 1350. Yeah, I mean, Dokebi is 1445, so... Quint Hill, 310, 1295. Yeah, see, look at the difference. Quint, I feel like, is, like, reasonable. Reasonable. So only all-out attack is useful now? No, because I think that monster... No. All-out attack is less useful now, in my opinion. Because species damage will be kind of giga. Mainly because species damage contributes to this number. Right? All-out attack contributes to this... Oh, well, it doesn't even contribute to your sheet AP. It's just overall AP. Okay, so anyway, let's go back here. Monster loot adjustment. As required stats for the monster zones are becoming more detailed, the loot obtainable during grinding will be adjusted to allow for profits that match the required stats. That means they're going to buff it, guys. Surely. That means that they're buffing how much silver per hour we're getting. Agris Fever Efficiency. Previously, monster zones that were good for using Agris Fever were classified separately, but now this distinction will disappear. Wait, what? The efficiency of Agris Fever will be adjusted to a similar level for all monster zones so that you can use Agris efficiently in monster zones that match your stats. Wait. So, like, what? That's a big change. That is a big deal. They didn't even mention that at the ball. That is a big deal. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's only one downside I see, and the upside outweighs it tremendously. So I think that's just a W. I think that's just a win. The downside is there are certain spots in the game that will just become basically irrelevant because they were Agris spots, and the only reason they were good was because Agris made them really good. But who gives a shit? I don't know what to grind Jade Forest anyway. Change of Tunkita Monster Zone. Okay, so this is Turos. The Turos Monster Zone, which currently is less popular with adventurers, will be changed to a solo... What? Will we change to a solo monster zone so that adventurers who need important loot, such as Embers and Despair, can more easily access them? Bro. I can already do it solo. Bro, so we lost. So everyone in the community is telling you we want more party grind zones. And we actually lost one? That's crazy, bro. Like there's a lot of people that really just want... We have not gotten a new party monster zone since Olin's? Since Olin's. Like 4.5 years ago. We have literally not gotten a new group zone since Olin's 4.5 years ago. And we are literally losing group zones. That's a massive L. That's so... That is a terrible change. Mainly because new players that are grinding for Embers, honestly, they get so much AP so quickly, they end up going to just solo Turos anyway. I know that a lot of new players do that. They get like the double pen Black Star, and then they just solo Turos. If they need the Embers, they just solo it. Or they just buy it off the marketplace, because let's be honest, most adventurers are just going to type in Flame, and since Dekia 2 Turos is really good, they can just buy it off the marketplace. I know it's not on the marketplace right now, but again, this is buyable. There's not even an order down. You can have this in a few minutes. Like, because the Dekia Turos will supply the market. Now, I understand you want to do it yourself. Like, sure, but you can go and you can do Turos by yourself. You can totally do that as a new player because you're getting 2 pen Black Stars for free. Embers are at min, but would cost 9 bill. Yeah, I assume that if new players can solo it anyway, what's the problem? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why make... If new players can already solo the grind zone with like double pen Black Star, which they're going to have anyway, why in the make this change to make it an exclusively solo? You're just taking it, again, scope of the game. Just narrow the scope of the game. Just like we're bringing it in. We're bringing it in. We don't want you to play with other players. This is dumb. This is stupid. This is really good. This is really good. This is really good. This is really good. We were farming W's. That's our L. That's our L right there. I don't know why. Just random. This is such a random change. This is so stupid. Changes to damage. And to be clear, it's not going to affect me. Assuming they don't make Dekia... Oh, God. Do you guys think that they're going to make Dekia Turos solo too? Do you guys think that Dekia is going to be solo too? I think they're going to make it solo. And again, that's a horrible change. If they do that, it's horrible. Horrible. I'm hoping that they don't. But I'll be honest with you. You know how our devs work. I know how our devs work more than anyone. The Tunkita Monster Zone. I'm telling you. The only thing that makes me think that there's hope is that so that adventurers will need... who need Embers of Despair can more easily access them. That's the only line here that makes me think, okay, maybe it's only base Turos. You know what I mean? But this is one of those things, you know, where they blindside us when we actually, we're like, oh, W or whatever. We're like L, but okay, it doesn't matter too much. And then they blindside us with it on the patch, and they just put it in, and all of the Dekia 2 Turos is cooked. You know what I mean? Like, bro. I still think this is a L, and I think it's a step in a direction, because right now they're gonna say, oh, it's for the new players. Then they're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna change Dekia Turos too. Then they're gonna do the same thing for Olins. Then they're gonna do the same thing for Dekia Olins. I'm telling you, they're gonna start taking away all of our group grind zones. 100%. This is super concerning. Changes to damage reduction rate application rules. All buffs effects gained when using skills and damage reduction effects will be changed to not stack. Huh? When the damage reduction rate buff effect applied to protected area is applied, the damage reduction rate effect of the element's generate skill is not applied together. Okay, so you can't have your skill add-on and a normal evasion rate buff opt at the same time? Is that what I'm gathering? It sounds like, or I guess it didn't say anything about evasion. It just says damage reduction. So maybe it's just the DP buff. Only one DP buff at a time. I think that's a W change. I think it makes people less tankier, which is good. The bodily rejection debuff effect is changed. You cannot receive damage reduction buffs that last longer than 6 seconds. Or have a skill effect of 50% or more while under a bodily rejection debuff. I'm always under a bodily rejection debuff around women. It's ridiculous. In the case of Awakening Corsair, Labao on deck, the fact that you cannot receive the same effect due to a separate debuff remains. Even if you have the debuff, you can still receive the effect protected area and cannot receive La Pau's help. If it's just base, it's fine for me. I think they're doing it to the older area to help new players for their thought. I actually love doing that spot. Exactly, Cody. That's what exactly my point is, that I think it's the only spot, like, it's the only spot that was like a duo spot that was like, hey guys, if you want to play with your friends, which a lot of new players want to do, you have to get to Turos. Basically, because Altar Imps is ass, right? Like, or you have to grind like base crescents and like have all your pets out, and then like you just kind of split the loot. Like, it's just total ass, because Bassy Den, can't do Bassy Den, that shit's the negative silver per hour. And then Waragon's Nest, that's negative silver per hour too. So again, the first and only group grind zone in the game that new players will be able to do is Olin's. Not joking. That's how shitty that change is. So dumb. Shy buffs, rip. Well, we haven't gotten to shy buffs. We haven't gotten to shy buffs. This is an interesting change, though. I don't know how I feel about this. This is like a wait and see thing. It's like a wait and see thing. Note buff application rules in Black Desert among buffs of the same type. The one with the higher effect is applied first. Yeah, okay, we know. Changes to the effects of skill add-ons. Oh boy. The effects are removed from skill add-ons. Extra damage against monsters. Extra damage against humans. Extra damage reduction against humans. Yo, do you guys remember at like, it was like, was it like the Calpheon Ball last year? Or it was like the Calpheon Ball like 2 years ago? They're like, hey guys, by the way, human damage will no longer work in PvE for your skill add-ons. And we're all like, okay. Wait, what? We're like, wait, the human damage on our skill add-ons is working in PvE? What the f? Holy shit. Extra damage reduction against humans effect. Okay. Alright, yeah, so guys, skill add-ons are all just gonna be percentage damage now, I guess. Now the extra damage against monsters increase value in a skill add-on has been moved to the bonus monster AP section. Accordingly, the effect skill add-on has been removed. The extra damage against humans has been removed. Is only applied. Well, extra damage against humans is only applied to monsters, and the buff applied during PvP has also been changed to extra damage against adventurers. So the additional change against or effect for humans for skill add-ons has also been removed. Okay, I guess this is a good thing, sure, but like now you can't like stack the piss out of human damage, which means you're going to be doing less damage in PvP. Which honestly, thank God no one's doing PvP anyway. Accuracy and evasion. As previously announced at the Heidel Ball, all character skills will have their skill accuracy rate and accuracy rate increase effects gained when using the skill or when a hit is successful removed. In addition, the skill accuracy rate for each adventurer's summons will also be removed. Oh yeah, forgot the summons were giving accuracy too. The accuracy rate equivalent to the existing standard accuracy rate of 25% for each character, 100 when replaced with accuracy rate, is added to the infinite mastery skill. That's all right, fine. However, the accuracy rate increase effects in passive skills are applied by replacing the accuracy rate with all accuracy plus 4 per 1% accuracy rate. Accordingly, okay, I'm just going to boil all this down for you. Guys, basically, you're not going to have to use skills that give accuracy rate anymore. You're just going to have it on your passive skills. Okay? You no longer just have to use the skill in order to get more accuracy because you have that skill, that you use that skill and hit something. Okay. The add-on plus 20 accuracy instead of 5%. Yeah. All right. Class damage ratios set for each class depending on the attack and defender in PvP has been greatly simplified. It will be changed to be divided into 3 groups. Why are we not just getting rid of them? Why are we, what are we doing? It will be changed to be divided into 3 groups according to class characteristics. Okay, guys, for those of you that don't know what class damage ratios are, class damage ratios BDO. I'm going to explain it very quickly so that everybody in the audience knows what the we're talking about. There should be a chart. Yeah, here we go. So if you in BDO, this is an extra layer of complexity for no reason that they're trying to simplify for us. But in BDO, if you were a war, you know what? I'm going to use Dark Knight. I'm going to use Dark Knight because it's my favorite. Because it's... We're going to use DK. Where's DK? There she is. So if you are a Dark Knight and you are fighting a warrior, all of your skills before your gear is applied, before your passives are applied, before crit is applied, anything, you are automatically only doing 86% of your total damage to a warrior. If you're fighting a warrior, you are doing 94% damage to a ranger, right? You're doing 94% damage to a wizard, 94% damage to a ninja. Are none of these over 100? Oh, I'm sorry. You're doing over 100% damage to other Dark Knights. But aside from that, you are dude, literally. Okay, yeah, Striker, you're doing 77% damage to a Striker Mystic before anything is even touched. To be clear. All right. Every mirror class duoed is 105%. Is that really? Is that true? Oh yeah, it is. Put down. And so you're telling me that DK literally does under 100% damage to every other class of the game. I already knew this. I didn't realize I thought DK was like 115%. I also didn't realize that it was the only. So why don't we just? I don't get it. Stupid. Dumb. Either way, you have class modifiers depending on which class you're hitting. They're simplifying it. Now, you have a Guardian. Wait. So there's Guardian, Surge, and Onslaught. I love my surging weenie elixirs. I love surging weenies. Okay, so Guardian is probably what, a tank? Right? Warrior, Berserker, Valkyrie, Striker, Guardian, Nova, Corsair, Dracania. Succession. Okay, so Succession Warrior, Succession Berserker, Succession Valkyrie, Succession Striker, Succession Guardian, Suck Nova, Suck Corsair, and Suck Dracania. Awakening Valkyrie, Awakening Mystic, Shy, Awakening Guardian, and Scholar. I feel like that list is thin. I feel like that list is really thin. Surge. Wait, what's the difference between Surge and Onslaught? Is Surge like the Bruiser? No, Surge is Assassin. Surge is a set. What? It's different for Awakening sex specs on some classes. Well, that I get. You know, like Nova. It's a perfect example. Succession Nova should be a tank. Right. But Awakening Nova, not a tank. But my point in pointing this out is that Sork is definitely an assassin. Not up for debate. So are Ninja and Kuno. Both assassins in Succession and Awakening. However, Surge maybe Surge is like burst damage, like really high burst damage, and then Onslaught is more damage over time. Like you have like consistent damage in a small scale skirmish over time, but that can't be right either, because then Kuno Suck Ninja should be in the Surge category and Awakening Ninja would be in the Onslaught category. What the f is going on here? Onslaught is more like range. Well, Sork's not ranged. Ash isn't ranged. Sage isn't ranged. Tabor, Busa, what are we talking about? Onslaught equals fast fingers. Lon is fast fingers. The only thing fast fingered for Lon is when I'm touching my penis. 100% Onslaught is assassin and Surge is a fighter. Okay, well, so we're saying that Sork, Awakening Sork is a fighter? And then Succession Sork is Onslaught? What the f is that? No, I mean, Amazon ad gets pushed even if you're using Brave. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Zero. Do we have any confirmation from Perlibus at all? I know that the CMs are probably around somewhere. Do we have any confirmation on what the who the like what the let me hold on. Of all of the people in the game that can figure this out, I am one of them. There's the surely I'm gonna do the mental gymnastics. I am putting myself in the developer's shoes. Players. Okay. All right. I don't know. They just randomly put it in there. This is so weird. I don't understand. I think the group is just kind of a group made to just simplify them. So it's just kind of random, throw them out, whatever. No, because Guardian is clearly all the frontline classes. That's the defensive classes. That's all of them right there. With the exception of Awakening Warrior, who should also be up there. But Suck Warrior is definitely more tanky than Awakening. Right? Also, Awakening Striker should be up there too. Awakening Striker should be up here. You could argue Awakening Berserker is not a tank class. You could do that. You could argue that. You could also argue that Succession Mystic is not a tank class, although I would say it's more like a bruiser, right? Originally, I thought it was going to be Guardian, Bruiser, or Fighter, like chat suggested, and then Assassin. That's what I thought it was going to be. But clearly, that's not how they have this split up. Well, let's see. Well, maybe it'll help if I look down here. Guardian has a minus 5% additional damage to Onslaught. Oh, no. Not minus. Guardian has 5% additional damage to Onslaught. Surge has 5% additional damage to Guardian. And Onslaught has 5% additional damage to Surge. I hate how they did this. This is so terrible. This is horrible. Mainly because there's not supposed to be counters in Black Desert Online. They've told us this many times. There's not supposed to be counters in BDO. A rock, paper, scissors system doesn't work for BDO. Huh? A zero? Am I wrong? A sage is supposed to be able to kill a Musa. A Musa is supposed to be able to kill a sage. A good example of this, guys, is Throne in Liberty. Throne in Liberty, if your build is a certain way, you can hard counter. You will never be able to kill your enemy. Alternatively, if you're built a certain way, the enemy can never kill you. Okay? So there's hard counters in that game. In BDO, all the builds are exactly the same. If you look at the classes. But like, we've never had it. The closest thing we have to a counter is Dark Knight and Striker Mystic. That's the only thing that we have that is close to a counter. Everything else in the game, you're supposed to be able to kill them. So Surge is doing more damage to tanks. So Suck DK does more damage to tanks, but Awakening DK does more damage to no one. Because it's trash. This is such a dog shit system. This is so bad. Okay. Like, Awakening and Succession Dark Knight should both be doing the same amount of damage to the same classes. Okay. Like, straight up. Awakening and Suck DK should both be... Okay, yeah, we're gonna tank busters. Although, I'll be honest with you, DK is not really a tank buster class. It's a squishy killer, blow them up class. So, DKs should be doing more damage to Onslaught or Surge. Period. Because of how the class functions. It's not a tank busting class. Certainly, Succession Dark Knight. You guys ever seen a Succession Dark Knight try to kill a Striker? Of course you haven't. It's never happened. It doesn't happen. Okay? Like, yes? Shut up, you. You're a BDO partner. No one cares about your opinion. I'm kidding, Zero. I love you, buddy. I'm only hard on the people. I'm hardest on the people that I love the most. But like, realistically, Suck DK at like, if you're like my gear score or higher, Suck DK is fucking killing the shit out of everything, right? except for other people that are equally geared. You got to be more geared than your opponent, unless they're squishy, in which case you could kill them. That's how it is, right? She's never been a tank busting class, and Succession, if anything, Awakening should be the tank busting class because we're the ones with range. Awakening DK has range so that you can pelt things like a Succession Berserker from a safe distance instead of having to get up close. I just don't. In my opinion, Suck DK won out huge here because they will do more damage to classes that DK is innately bad against, right? Like already doing less damage, but the classes that DK can just kill anyway are all in these lower categories. Suck DK should be able to one-shot just about every one of these people. Just about everything. The only thing she's not going to be able to kill with a shitload of gear on is like a full DP meme player or a Berserker. Well, Berserkers just have too much HP, I'm going to be honest. They have way too much HP to kill them in one combo. Mystics and Strikers are really tough too. Right? Also Valkyries. Sometimes Guardians. Not really Guardians though. You can kill Guardians. But there is counters in the game based on kit and passives. No, but there's not like hard counters. You gotta understand that like other games, other MMOs, they have like hard counter classes. This class counters this class. And typically they end up being like the support, tank, DPS trinity. Right? We don't have a support, tank, DPS trinity. Every class is supposed to be able to function, grind, and be able to kill every other class in the game. That's how it works. How it's always worked. There are like soft counters, right? But like for the most part, we're not really supposed to have hard counters. This is such a terrible. Who the came up with these lists? What in the are we doing? It's like plus the game knowledge you have to have. Even as a Dark Knight, you're like, well, in Succession, Succession, we're doing more damage to Warrior, Berserker, Valkyrie, Striker, Guardian, Nova, Corsair, and Draconian. All of them are Succession, of course. And yeah, Awakening, we're doing more damage to Awakening, Valkyries, Mystics, Giants, Guardians, and Scholars. But if you're playing Awakening Dark Knight, well, then you're doing more damage to Succession, Mayweather, Dark Knight. Like, bro, like, what are we talking about? This didn't make it easier for anyone. Like what, bro? Like what the I like this list. Get me 5% more damage to Striker. It won't do shit. Thank you. See, I'm glad that you're able to admit that. Because see, as an Awakening DK of 800 gear score, I also can't kill them, Zero. You think I'm killing a Striker? Do you think I'm ever killing a Striker? No. Divios walks up to me. It's an unstoppable force meeting an extremely movable object. Well, breedable object, but yes. Swap to Succession. I still can't kill him in Succession. If you think Suck DK is going to be able to kill Divios on Awakening Striker, you're crazy. You're crazy. Like, Divios is never going to be CC'd, is what you first thing you need to understand. And Striker has way too much sustain, so even if he does get low, and DK could work him down, even if he does get low, he's just going to get all of his health back. You know what I mean? All right, I'm going to be honest. I think this is shit. I think that they just threw this together on a dartboard. This looks like they actually just had a dartboard and they just threw Awakening DK at the board and they're like, and they're doing more damage to Awakening Hash. There it is. Sick. Awesome. Bro, honestly, I should do a short. I should buy a dartboard and do a quick short. I need to start doing that. Guys, what I want to do, I want to do skits. I want to do skits for MMO news. I want to do it so bad. Holy shit. Just like a BDO dev, like getting ready to do the balance team. And they just grab a dart and they just pick it up and they just throw it at the board. And it's like, bullseye! Sage is doing more damage than everyone this month. Sick. And we have a winner. I straight up, this looks like they just threw a dart at a dartboard. There's no rhyme or reason here. As someone that's been playing the game a really long time, no one's gonna be able to make heads or tails of this. The only one that makes sense is this one right here. Guardian makes sense because these are most of the tank specs in the game. But then Surge and Onslaught make no sense. Again, this is the dartboard that we're talking about. I don't get it. And it's dumb as and it just doesn't. Wait, unified class? damage ratios for all characters. Wait. Because the devs don't play their own game. They do. They just are life skillers and PvEers. They don't PvP. Wait, what is this? The class damage ratios for all characters will be unified to 89.29%, and accordingly... Oh, thank God it's some even round numbers so that new players can grasp it. And accordingly, the PvP damage of each character will be adjusted to maintain the current PvP damage. Example, in the case of Dark Knight, oh thank God, the current average class damage ratio is 91.79%. So when the class damage ratio grouping is before, the PvP damage of all skills will increase by 2.5%. Whoa! Let's get it! Really, we're going to be doing the same damage as before. We're going to be doing the same damage as before. If I read that correctly, it's just an adjustment so that you do the same damage as before. Change the expression of damage reduction rate in PvP. Now in the skill damage description, the expression damage reduction rate in PvP will be changed to damage application rate in PvP.
Mods can also manually set them as monitored smiley face.
Oh my God, did they do this because I'm... Damage reduction rate in PvP, 68% to damage application rate in PvP, 32%. Oh my God. Do you guys remember when all of like the PvE changes and shit were coming through? And like I had to explain every single time that there's a difference between the maximum damage that you're doing and then the damage reduction rate in PvP and all that. And I explained it every time. I guarantee you the devs watched those videos and they were like, holy this guy is such a... Just change it. Jesus Christ. Guaranteed. Either I'm or we're all and there is no in between. Either way, I'm and that's just that's just how it is. I think that I was explaining it correctly though. I think I was explaining it correctly because I said damage reduction rate in PvP, so like they'd have like the overall number like 1,000%, right? And then I'd be like, yeah, the damage reduction rate in PvP is like 68% or whatever. And I'd be like, yeah, guys, that means that the skill is doing less damage in PvP than it is in PvE. So like they would like, so they would change it to be like, now it's 1,200% damage, but it's so like it's 1,200% damage now in PvE, but the PvP damage remain the same, right? I'm not doing it. I don't care, but you guys get the idea, okay? Confuse the shit out of them so they can't complain. Yeah. So what they were doing is they were buffing damage in PvE. They were trying to keep PvP damage for more or less the same. Okay, and so the percentage in PvP would change and go like down or up or whatever. But like you're like, wait, and it was super confusing to a lot of players. It was super confusing. I even f***ed it up a few times. I know I f***ed it up a few times. Because people would tell me, actually, Blue, if you carry the 7 + 1, here's the math for how you do it. Like, people were having to do crazy math. So they said damage application rate in PvP is now 32%. Which, I'd be honest with you, I don't really know what that changes. Like, hey, this skill is doing 100% damage in PvE, right? And we're gonna buff it so it's doing 120% damage in PvE now. Well, if it was making, let's say if it was like 60% before, right? It's like, okay, well they buffed it by what, 20%? 20% of 60 is 12. So it'd be like 72%, right? Honestly, would it be going the other way? I'm already confused. It's either, am I supposed to go the other way? Is it 48 or is it 72? 72. I think it's 70. I think it's 72. I think it's 72. That way, still does the same damage in PvP. It's doing more damage in PvE. Yes, correct. I have it correct now. This is how it used to be. That's how it used to be. It's like they would buff it by 20% in PvE, and then they would increase the damage reduction in PvP so that it was still doing the same damage in PvP, but they were still able to buff the PvE stat on the skill, if that makes sense. But now, instead of showing this, it would be like it's doing 40% damage in PvP, and it's now still doing 40% damage in PvP. Wait, is it going up to 48 now? Wait, is it still going up to 48? I feel like it's still going up to 48. I feel like logically it still goes up to 48%. I'm confusion. I'm telling you. 36? No, 36 would be minus 10%. Remember, 10% of 40 is 4. So 20% of 40 is 8. 40 plus 8 is 48%. I had it before you started to explain it, and now I'm confused. This is why this fucking, like, this is why this shit is needlessly complicated for no reason. Okay? It is what it is. I think I got it right, though. I think I have it. I've got it right. I've got it figured out, but I used to be a teacher. But I was a biology teacher, so I don't know shit about math. But I'm fairly certain this literally does nothing for us. I'm pretty sure... This is, it'll make it a little bit easier to look at. It'll make it a little bit easier to look at because now you won't have to do the math like mentally in your head to be like, okay, well, if there's 68% damage reduction, then it's 32%. It's doing 32% of the damage listed in PvP that it would be doing in PvE, right? You don't have to do that anymore. It's just there because Americans can't do simple math. Also, a lot of Europeans too. Why don't you ask AI to explain it to you like you're 5? And I mean this in the sincerest way possible. If I told AI to explain the damage reduction rate and PvP effect to me in BDO, AI would not get it right. That's how complicated it is. I'm not joking. Technology's just not there yet. God is my witness. It would it up. Just East Europe? Well, honestly, the people in the UK... I'll be real. I'm praying for you guys. Everybody that lives in the UK, I'm praying for you guys. Holy, I've seen some shit. I've seen some shit. Thoughts and prayers. I want to visit London in the next like 2 years, so hope that London's still there. Okay, summoner related adjustments. The special damage increase will be applied to the summoned creature's attacks, so the overall damage dealt by summoned creatures will increase. Bullshit. To prevent the damage of summoned creatures from increasing excessively, the damage of the skills that directly attack summoned creatures will be adjusted. Do you guys know every single time they adjust summoned creature damage in BDO? Do you know what letter I immediately think of? Because I'm doubting. I played Awakening Witch for On God 3 or 4 years. And I swear to God that every single time they're like, yeah, we're buffing your pet damage. Yeah, no, this time now your pet's gonna be doing the right damage. No, we're buffing your pet damage. We're buffing the pet damage. We're buffing the pet damage. Never changed. Pet damage literally never changed. Not one time did they ever actually adjust any damage for my pet. Okay, the only time I ever felt more damage was when the patch where they finally said, okay, your pet damage will just be applied. Your pet's not going to do damage. You're just going to add more damage to the skill. Okay, now we're doing more damage. Yeah. Like that's that. Like because they can't get this right. I don't believe this for a second, bro. What are we reading? These are the global app patch notes, evidently. Adjusted. Nope, it's still the same with the math when the changes. This is useless. That's what I'm saying though. Adjusted the effects of increased AP, decreased DP, and increased special damage. Currently, in Black Desert, there are cases where actual AP differs, even when wearing the same equipment, depending on the characteristics of each class. Previously, the deviations that occur in these areas were adjusted through the skill damage, class damage ratios of the corresponding class. However, in the future, the DP of monsters will be greatly refined so that you can be most efficient in monster zones that match their AP so the meaning of AP will become much greater than before. Accordingly, the gap in AP between classes will be alleviated, and the class damage ratios of the skills that were balanced to take into account the gaps in AP will also be adjusted. For the same reason, the defense reduction effect and special damage increase effect will also have a greater impact than before, so they will be adjusted together. In order to prevent the percent reduction effect from becoming too strong in upper level monster zones, all skills that reduce defense by a percent, such as Shy's Misty Haze, will be changed to a fixed value effect. America is beating the terrorists. Al-Qaeda and Shisis have taken a great hit today. They've taken a great hit, a major hit today. We took out some of Shisis's big leaders, their top dogs. We cornered them in a cage. We said, Wutaru, don't cry. Don't cry, Wutaru. It'll be okay. And then he died like a dog. Holy shit. That is so good. This is really good. Fuck Shies, bro. Fuck Shies, bro. Oh, God. You guys. Yeah, fixed value. So, guys, the significance of this. I'd be like, why are we laughing? Misty Haze on Shy used to decrease your evasion by like 25%. In other words, you just died. If you got hit by Misty Haze, you just died. Okay? And the problem was, no matter how much damage reduction or evasion you got, in this case evasion, didn't matter because it's a percent it's taking off the top. You're just getting absolutely turbo blasted. Just didn't matter. Not enough evasion in the world. Now, it being a fixed value effect should help actually make it balanceable. Along with this, the balance of the party monster zones, such as Olin's Valley, will be adjusted, and a patch to improve Shy's PvP abilities, including increased PvP damage, will also be implemented. Oh no. Oh no no no. 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 No, no, no. No, no, no. You can't give terrorists power. This sentence might as well read, we're handing nuclear weapons to Iran. That's basically the equivalent of what I just read. You can't give terrorists that kind of power. Iran already has nukes. Well, that's interesting because they've not. That's interesting. True. The guy hiding in the bunker that just produces AI videos and shit talks all day. That's the guy that I want to believe. Yep. Yep. And Iran won the war too. True. Please note that special damage increase effects will be reduced or removed. And these effects will be changed to other effects that suit the characteristics of each class. What the f? This is a huge line. What the f is going on with my game? Bro. That's... Uh-oh. Okay, so guys, your critical hit damage, your back attack damage, your air attack damage, your down attack damage, it's all being reduced or removed. It's all going away. Because this doesn't say just for Shies. This is just, please note that special damage increase effects are being removed or reduced. Just like on everyone. It's just like everyone is just like losing their... Oh God. Guys, and it's all happening in one patch. I gotta hand the developers some credit. I'm about to make so much money off of their mistakes. I can't wait. I hope they nail it. I do. But if they don't nail it, I'm here for the cinema. I'm here for the cinema. There is no way they get this right in one patch. There is no way. All of these, like the shy changes, the special damage increase effects, all the damage changes in PvE. They're talking about refining monster zones in like DP and AP and monster zones so that all classes are basically they're doing this, guys. All of this right here, all just red. They're trying to balance damage at early, mid, and late game monster zones. All classes should be doing the same damage to mobs with the same gear on. That's what they're trying to do. If you have the same gear as a warrior, a Lon and a warrior should be grinding at about the same pace at any grind zone of the game. They're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. And they're trying to remove Shy's Misty Haze as a percent, making it a fixed value effect. And then they're also removing special damage increase effects are being completely removed or reduced. And those effects will be changed to suit other characteristics of each class. That's crazy. I'll be honest. There is no way they get this right on the first try. This is the way I like my balance done, though. If I gotta hand it to him. This is how I like my balance done. I like the snow globe effect. In other words, you have a snow globe, otherwise known as my head and broad shoulders. But you have a snow globe sitting on a table, right? And you have this beautiful picture in the snow globe. Beautiful picture. Okay, that's a sword. And in the picture, all in one patch, they shake the snow globe up. They shake the shit out of the snow globe. Okay? And the picture gets kind of blurry. You can't see it super well, right? But it does make the snow globe super interesting. When are you looking at the snow globe the most? When the snowflakes are right? You pick it up, you shake it a bunch of times, you set it on the table like, ooh, right? The game is most interesting when they do shit like this and they shake up literally everything, right? Then what they do over time is they hotfix some stuff. Okay, that's too broken, right? As the dust starts to settle over time, you get a very clear picture. Fuck it. You get a clear picture of what the metagame is. I can't do it. Look how clear the picture is. Yay! And everybody's happy. He deleted his sword. It was way too big. It was unrealistic. Musketon, thanks for the prime sub, but I appreciate you. But yeah, that's what they're doing. This is the shaking of the snow globe. This is going to be an extremely interesting patch. This is going to be patch of the year so far. No question. This is going to be a clown fiesta of a patch. I mean, the Benny Hill music is going to be playing for every class of the game. We're going to have Novas coming in, but I don't do any damage to Dark Knights. And Dark Knights are going, I don't do any damage. Oh, wait, I do damage. Look at that. And then Shies are going, I do damage to everyone. And then there's Strikers coming, they do damage to everyone. Like it's... Everyone's going to be complaining and simultaneously happy at the same time. I can't wait. It's going to be crazy, bro. What if the chance this patch would be a big W? I think that overall it'll end up being a big W. I think that overall it probably does end up being a big W. But we'll see. We're going to find out today. Adjust resistance and ignore resist effects. Oh boy. Resistance reduction and ignore resist effects that are applied when a hit is successful or when a skill is used will be removed. And we're losing resistance on the same patch? All of the shit that I've already read, and we're going to take out resistance on the same patch. Holy fucking cinema. Bro, this shit's going to go crazy, bro. Holy shit. Will be removed, and the AP increasing skill. When the grab, resist, ignore effect will be removed. Passive effects of the following skills have been changed. Musa, Mewa, Hash, Dosa, and Valkyrie. Oh boy. What about Witch? Wait. Did we forget Witch? Awakening Witch's class buff has resist. They're fixing PvP in one patch. No, they're not. You'll notice that none of this shit is gonna... PvP for what? Honestly, I'm curious. PvP for what? Because AOS is gone. Well, surely, Blue, it's for Red Battlefield. True. Red Battlefield and all 38 players that are enjoying it during peak hours. Sick. That's only NA. Okay, including EU, 39 players. Stop it. EU has like 2 RBFs going during peak hours. Tops. Okay, stop it. Zero mention of Sage again. Well, we honestly don't know where Sage is going to land on this pile. Okay, this is going to be a clown fiesta. They got to adjust. They're going to adjust a lot of things. Like again, well, honestly, they're not adjusting the iframe problem. So really, yeah, no, I agree with you. It's going to be a shit show. Sage is going to be even more busted than it was before. Although the buff effect. Wait. Actually, he makes a valid point. However, onslaught. Yes! My Awakening DK does more damage to Awakening Sage now. Pussies! Sadly, 5% more damage is still 0 damage. Iframe. Okay, here we go. The buff effects of the following skills will be changed. Ash, Sork, Warrior, Berserker, Tamer, Musa, Ninja, Striker, Mystic, Nova, Sage, Corsair, and Dosa. What have they been changed to? Are you gonna tell us, or? Okay, it's gonna be a choose your own adventure day. Yay! The buff effects for the following skills has been changed. No, they didn't say they were just removing the grab resist or grab resist penetration. They said that it has been changed. Their wording is important. If all that was changing was the grab like penetration or whatever was being changed, it would say the grab resist penetration has been changed on the following skills. But that's not what they said. Also, Sork is on here. She doesn't have a grab. So it's possible. Also, Grim Reaper. I don't think the Grim Reaper's Judgment or Grim Reaper has grab resist on it. It's just being changed. EU Red Battlefield has 37 players. Okay. So for all of I love it. That's just NA. Yeah, dude. But EU has even less people in the RBF. Shut up! People. The next excuse, well, technically it's not peak hours in EU right now. Shut the f up. There it is right there. 1 a.m. Jesus Christ. That's peak hours. If you think that 1 a.m. in EU is not peak hours for BDO, you're crazy. Some of the best memories I have from BDO happened at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Okay? Sun, long gone. It is what it is. Actually, it's 12:13 in London. I was going to make a joke, but I'm going to refrain. I was going to make a joke, but I'm an upstanding citizen now. I'm not going to make that joke. It's going to be okay. All right. I'm not doing it. All right, so this said the buff effects will be changed. We don't know how they're being changed, though. It's a choose your own adventure. Honestly, I love that Berserker has Titan Syndrome. In America, we just call it Down Syndrome. But yeah, I mean, that works too. Adjusted the grab due to resistance removals. All grab skills have an effect added to indicate it is a grab skill. Is it just me, or is that grab taking like a lot longer? Is it just me, or is the grab taking like a lot longer than it did before? Oh, and it's got the glow there. Yeah. Oh, This is a very important part of PvP, and we've optimized the quality so that it can be seen in a graphic settings, even with low effective capacity at low. Oh, they thought that through. That's good. However, if the opponent character is not on my screen, it will not be visible. Okay, that's fair. Changes to grab skills. Close range and long range grab skills will be changed so that the character rotate towards the camera only immediately after the grab is cast and cannot rotate afterwards. The dash grab skill will be changed so that the character rotates towards the camera only during the start of the dash and cannot rotate immediately after the grab. The grab skill will be changed so that it is not affected by the increase or decrease in attack cast speed, regardless of success or failure. Oh, that's so good, because you know that some loser warrior was like, I'll just stack attack speed, it'll be okay. Chipmunk. For close range grabs, the preceding action will be adjusted to take 0.3 seconds. For rushed grabs, the preceding actions will be adjusted to take 0.3 to 0.4 seconds depending on distance. For long distance grab, the preceding action will take between 0.4 to 0.7 seconds depending on the distance. 0.7 seconds. Bro, homie's just standing there, bro. Straight up. Like Hercules in AOS. Like, what's he doing? Oh, he's trying to grab me. The timing at which the grab fails and a chain to another skill becomes possible will be unified to 0.4 seconds after the failure. This is such a good thing. Guys, what do you think the over-under is? Honestly, I'll ask at the end. This is a huge W for all non-grab classes. Can I just be the first one to say, as a champion of non-grab classes and someone that has played almost exclusively non-grab classes in his BDO career? Grab classes. Everyone that thinks that they're good at the game because they can grab somebody. Everyone that thought they were good at the game and said, oh, it's just a get good issue, honestly. Yeah, just iframe it. All of you berserkers, warriors, strikers. Honestly, mystics are fine. Scholars? Yeah, scholars are fine too. Honestly, just majority of those three classes. Everybody else, it's fine. Yeah, you people. For years, you all said, it's like, oh, well, you just have to get good at the skill issue. Every time. And all they do, guys, every single matchup, and I hate this about BDO PvP. You fight a warrior? Chat, if you're a Nova, let's say you're an awakening Nova fighting a warrior, what are you worried about? What one skill are you worried about? Grab. Grab every time. Yep. Thank you. Grab every time. Is Bing Long Sword grabbing you? Yeah. Grab every time. What about if you're a Dark Knight? If you're a Dark Knight and you're fighting a warrior, guys, what skill, what's the Dark Knight trying to play around? The grab again. It's the grab again. What about Mewa? What's the Mewa trying to play around with a warrior? Oh my god, it's the grab again. That's crazy. It's almost like warriors are only good players because they have a grab in most cases. That's the truth. Suck my nuts. It's the truth. You hate me for it. You hate me because I'm right. Okay, you can hate me, but I am 100% right. Strikers are exactly the same way. So are berserkers. The only thing I'm concerned about against the berserker, because it is so oppressive, is the grab. Okay? It's not because the rest of the berserker's kit is useless. It's because the rest of this berserker's kit is balanced. The only thing, the one tool that he has that I literally cannot counter or beat is a grab. There's no, I don't have one. I can't do anything. I have no defense against it. There's no like indicator. I'm just dead. I just have to magically predict when he's gonna grab me. Do you know the strategy as a Dark Knight against the grab class? You let him get near you and you're like, ooh, jump. Oh, he didn't grab me. Ooh, jump. You're playing a guessing game. Like, oh, is he gonna try to grab me this time? Oh, he's gonna try to, oh. So you're just like playing with your stamina, trying to dodge the grab consistently. That's all it is. Jumping around. And it's the same way for every non-grab class in the game. And every single grab player in the game thought that they were good at the game. I'm better than that player because I grabbed him. No, you're not. You're terrible at the video game and you are grab carried. I feel so vindicated right now. This brings grab players down to planet Earth because there will be a giant orange indicator that will tell me when I need to jump and when I need to get the away from him. Okay. And the grab will be slower. So it's a little bit more balanced. So even though I don't have a grab, the tool is not quite as powerful, which, believe it or not, will help berserkers actually learn how to play the game with the rest of their kit. Because right now, berserker strategy is they're gonna run it. I'm gonna grab him. Okay, no. Now they're gonna have to be like, oh damn, maybe I should come at this from a different angle. Maybe I should use like some other skills to try to catch somebody. Crazy thought. You have to actually learn how to play your class, you apes. God bless it. Grab classes, that's all. I'm still gonna grab him out of see, but it's dodgeable. Now that's a reasonable animation. If I get grabbed with the orange indicator with a 0.4 second window, that's my fault. That's fair. There's counterplay. That's fair. Before, you understand how quickly you ever had a tamer grab you before? You ever had a warrior grab you with solar flare? Solar flare grab is like instant. Ranger's the same thing. Literally instantaneous. There's like no indicator at all. Is this the new revamps? Yeah, this is the grab changes. I think it's a huge W. Fuck grab classes. I think that all warriors in the next AOS season will perform way less good than they did in the previous season. Because you can't just run in and grab. We're actually going to figure out what warriors are actually good. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, Lons. Awakening Lons. Guys, what is every Awakening Lon going to try to do to you? I'm going to dash and then I'm going to grab them. Yeah, they're going to double dash and then they're going to grab you from Narnia. Lon, I want to. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about how Lon is us. Did they do something to Node Wars and Sieges? No, all of this shit is completely useless in PvP. But in the event that they do fix PvP, we are up huge. If they make a single PvP system that is worth a damn, that we get to play consistently, holy shit. Then this shit is going to be so good, guys. Oh. This is really good, though. Okay. Guide to resetting skills and skill presets. To ensure stable application of the damage calculation formula, renewal update, all character skills will be reset when their update is made. Honestly, so like every day with my DK. Look at this. Do you see how my DK every single day her skills reset and there's nothing on the bar? You see on the right side of your screen? I have not changed the preset. I have not changed anything. But it's all gone. I have to put it all back on the bar. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, now you can focus. On the right side of your screen, you can see that again, there's nothing here. I always have this shit over here and it constantly changes. Fucking nightmare. All right. Information on item changes due to damage calculation renewal formula. Oh, God. What is this? The phrase? Okay, hold on. As part of the upcoming overhaul to the damage calculation formula, we'd like to let you know about planned updates to certain related items as well. Dude, all in one patch is crazy. Guys, we're only on the second item of 8 items. The phrase extra damage against species will be changed to extra AP to all species. That's way more confusing. Because see, when you say all species, it implies human damage too. It's going to confuse new players. As the extra damage against human effect has been changed to not apply to adventurers, the extra damage against adventurers. Okay, so they're saying that adventurers are not a species because we're subhuman. Against adventurers will be added to the item effects that have the extra AP to all species effect among the main weapon and awakening weapon effects. Okay. The following items related to ignore resistance effect will have their effects changed or will be removed. Okay. Other than the resistance, ignore resistor effects that have on items. The other effects. Okay, so they're just changing this stuff. Offhands. Before the change, ignore all resistances plus 10%. After change, increase all resistances plus 10%, and it just won't apply in PvP. Kudum getting a buff. Honestly, that's big for Kudum. That's big for Kudum. Now we'll have 10% more. That's actually huge. That's actually giga. Mainly because, guys, now you'll be grinding. Now you'll be grinding, and you'll notice that right now your Kudum should have, at the bottom there, ignore all resist 10%. Okay, but if it gives you 10 resist instead, because resistances won't apply in PvP anymore, if it's giving you 10% resist, then your crystal setup can have, you're like, oh, I need, if you need resist at a certain spot, you'll need 10% less resist at that spot. You'll have an extra crystal. Big. 1,000 AP. Yeah, my dick's bigger than yours. It is what it is. Rosar's primary and secondary weapon set effects. Seriously, okay, so they changed it. Okay, just so we're clear, that new player, they changed it so that you can see your total stat now. So if I do this, there's my actual gear score. You see it's 800. My dick's hanging out of my pants. Okay, but if I want to see like my damage to species, I can see like total stats. I want to see damage to demi-humans. Oh, okay, well now it's 1025. You can see that now. And it'll also be in the top left of your screen too. So this is good. That's actually big because you'll be able to equip an extra crystal in PvE. That's all I'm saying. Rosar, nobody cares except for Shies, and nobody cares about Shies because they're all pussies with no parents. All accuracy plus 20. Okay. So
It's 4CK just resubscribed for 15 months. Less than 3 hot.
Hit the sack. Look back for 15 months, man. Almost at 18 months. Almost at that 1.5 badge. Thanks so much, man. Manos, White Coral Manos Belt. Ignore all resist. So, Alchemy Stone item, ignore all resist. They're just deleting it. So, our Alchemy Stones are just getting worse. I wish our Alchemy Stones gave us more resistances. Why would you not just give our Alch Stones more resistances? What the Exquisite Cron Meal. They're just removing it. What? Magic Crystal item. Effect of ignoring various resistances. They're just removing it. Okay. Elcars are now getting 18 accuracy instead of 12. Still. Okay, Elcars are useless now. Elcars are completely useless. Why? Wait, hold on. Yeah. I just want to make sure, because it only is going to give... How much accuracy is it going up by? 6? It will give 26 accuracy. Yeah, nobody cares. The reason no one gives a shit about that, guys, is because if you need accuracy at all nowadays... Done. What do you mean can't read? What are we talking about? Oh, now I gotta replace this. I can read just fine. I can read just fine. Watch. Elcar. Yeah. So if the normal Elcar, you guys are... If the normal Elcar is going from 12 to... Oh. I didn't know that this was here. I hadn't gotten to it yet, because you can't say I can't read if I haven't gotten to it yet. I just looked at this and was like, okay, so the normal one's going up by 6, which means the good one will go up by 6. Even still, you're getting 30 accuracy for the Elcar. be honest, that's pretty good. So you can lose 7 sheet AP and gain 60 accuracy. Or you can lose 2 crystals. I mean, you're also losing the AP from the crystal itself. I'll be honest with you. Good thing we're only kind of so we can keep you in check. True. I'll be honest with you. This is such a significant increase in accuracy. I think it replaces the other accuracy. I think it replaces Gen accuracy crystals. I do. I think in PvP, it used to be that you would just equip one of these Gen accuracy crystals. You would lose 7 sheet AP plus another 4 non-sheet AP. So you're talking about losing 11 AP total in addition to brackets. It's like 15 AP probably. When you take into consideration brackets, you'll probably go through 2 brackets. Damn, bro, that's like a lot of AP, bro. Like 17 or so AP to get 60 accuracy, or you could just and then put on the Elcars. You know? I don't know, I think the Elcars are worth it. I think the Elcars are the new play. It's 2 crystal slots, but you don't lose 17 AP. So like, I don't know, man. No, Evasion will go as high as 1500 and more. Well, again, 2 Elcars. 2 Elcars. 60 accuracy plus all of the normal accuracy in your kit, you should hit them. If you're not hitting them at that point, then you can put on the Gen accuracy crystal and they're dead. And they're dead. Okay, like, they are not surviving them. You need more accuracy to hit carpets. That's fair. They're already dead. All right. Lightstones. Removed lightstone in combination resist lightstone effects. Okay. Kudum lamp. Increases all resistance by plus 5%. Okay. That's actually... that's a huge nerf to Kudum lamp. That's a huge nerf to Kudum lamp. Well, I feel sorry for everybody that went and made that piece of garbage. It's only a PvE lamp now. That used to be a really good PvP lamp. The is a Kudum lamp. It's special furniture you could get for going to Kudum like a gajillion times and craft it. At least it looks really cool. Due to the deletion of... Okay, hold on. When the above update is reflected on the official server, the furniture usage buffs applied to characters such as Kudum lamp will be removed. Okay. Due to the deletion of some ignore resist magic crystal power items, the items below will also be deleted. Yeah, all of the ignore resist crystals are being poofed. All gone. Bye-bye. The sea crystals that were previously divided into additional damage to ocean monsters and additional damage to ships will be integrated. Oh, that's actually a really good thing. The sea crystals with the effects of additional damage to ocean monsters. Yeah, okay. So, for those of you that don't know, there are sea crystals in this game. They look like this. And some of them... I don't happen to have one that has... I think one of them is equipped on my boat. But they can give you damage against boats or damage against sea monsters. And now they're combining those 2 things. Yeah, is that a Kuno? She's kind of a honey. What the fuck? Item changes. All right, now we're on to... Okay, now we're on to the item changes. My God, bro. We're a little over halfway through. Change the Clow's Old Moon seed pouch to no longer store items other than seed items. Items other than seed items that have already been stored. Why can't we just make the seeds stack? I don't understand why can't we just make the seeds stack in our inventory? Why are we making a whole different inventory for them? I don't get it. Whatever. Okay, please, like my magical seeds. Come on. The phrase damage received from monsters and the description of some items has been improved as follows. Damage received from monsters N%. Monster damage reduction rate N%. Okay, yeah. Whatever. That's fine. A little phrasing change there. The phrase that states the cannon awakening weapon can be exchanged for an Archilian awakening weapon through a quest has been removed from the item description. Okay. You can proceed with an Archilian awakening weapon without handing over the cannon awakening weapon, all right? Rough lustrous gem has been changed to be able to be opened by using it immediately in the inventory without having to appraise it through an NPC. Whatever. The following box has been obtained through the NPC exchange, has been changed to exchange one at a time. Alright, whatever. Nobody cares. These are all the weapon and armor boxes. I have the ability to craft Karlstein exclusive Wukong. Nice. Karlstein outfit's only good on women. Just saying. Karlstein weapons are kind of goated though. Karlstein costume cannot be crafted in the New Moon Costume Workshop in Major City. Okay. Black Shrine changes. Party Black Shrine changes. Hey guys, I know this is going to sound crazy, but believe it or not, I did all 5 of my... Did it reset? Oh, I did all 5 of mine, guys. I did them all on hard too. Okay, I'm starting to do the party boss blitz thing now. And I just want to be clear, we one-shot all of them. No one died a single time. I carried it. It was free. Except for our Shy. He was off stream, of course. Yeah. Black Shrine, Hongwei. Actually, I spent $300 today. Hongwei party entry has changed so that it is possible to enter even if all the subjugation attempts have been used up. However, you cannot obtain boss rewards from additional boss subjugation attempts after using up all of the subjugation attempts. Okay. I'm doing the weekly Black Shrine every week. That was low key. I'm just not gonna hit the demos because that was almost a complete disaster. That was almost. We barely broke even. Barely broke even. We drained the bank to nothing and then broke even at the end. Although, if I hit a pen demo, I'm at like 220 bill. Then I get all the money back that I lost because I'm and sold outfits. No. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. You just take the house always wins. You can't fool me once. Fool me once. Nope. All right. Quest and knowledge changes. Nobody cares. Mount changes. The cooldown of the Doom Caller skill, which is the Doom Caller, has been changed from 2 hours to 1 minute. Oh, that's really good. That's the skill that allows you to take out horses for your friends, guys, with the T10 Doom. Up to 2 mounts can be summoned depending on the number of Doom Caller mounts registered with the guild mount manager. Okay, right on. Wait. Oh, no. It's not Doom, it's the Doom Caller. That's that new shit dragon. Never mind. Forget everything I just said. Literally, no one will use this feature for the next 8 months at least. Literally, no one will use this feature for the next 8 months. But that Doom change would have been good, right? As your family grows and more characters join your adventure, you can strategically place them where they need to be. Oh, this is such a good change, by the way. As your roster expands, managing all your characters can be time-consuming, and some may end up sitting idly by. To help with this, this week's maintenance introduced a feature that makes it easier to use your family's energy. And now, with today's Black Desert Global Lab update... wait, what was the energy update that they gave? I missed the patch note rundown 1 week. We've added a new function that lets you manage family characters and intuitively from the map UI. That's awesome. You can now instantly see where characters are in the world map, move them around, retrieve items, and move less notes to help keep track of important details. This is such a good change, guys. You'll be able to park a character in every single major city. It'll be big. We hope these improvements make your adventures with your family characters even more enjoyable. That's awesome. Holy Baldy reading the revolution. It is the revolution. View family characters on the world map. So yeah, now you can see them on the world map, and you can like click them and move them. Oh, when you zoom in, they... Okay. I have like 30 characters, so this is kind of a good thing for me. Right-clicking on a character will open a menu, or you can... Okay, yeah, whatever. We can manage that character. All right, whatever. Switch to a selected character. You can log Out of the currently logged in character and log into the selected character. Character movement. You can move the character. Moving in the normal mode costs 5 million silver, but moving to a major town or city is free. Okay, so moving to a node costs 5 mil, but moving them to a town is free. That's awesome. If they're carrying trade goods, they can't move. If the currently connected character does not have a compass, you cannot move the character. No! They remembered that? Dude, I was immediately like, bro, I can put my map and compass on a character and then just move the character to where I need them and then pull the map and compass out. Nope. This is really good. That's a W. Some bug fixes. Oh, here we go. Wukong changes. Okay. When using the skill Upheaval, if there's any enemies in front of you while moving, it has been improved to immediately connect to attack. However, when casting the skill for the first time rising into the air, it passes through enemies just like before. Heaven's Pivot, Tormenting Strike, improved to smoothly connect to skill with other skills, blah, blah, blah. Missed Me, improved the ability to smoothly transition from one skill to the other after using the skill. Does Wukong just suck? Why is no one playing Wukong? Like, literally, I feel like I don't see any Wukongs walking around. Normally, when a new class comes out, you see a bunch of them. You know what I mean? Like, does he just suck? Is that why no one playing him? It sucks ass. Okay, does it suck at PvE, or does it just feel bad? Does the class just feel bad, or does it like, it's like a damage issue in like PvE? The PvP is shit? Well, if they buff the damage, though, PvP wouldn't be shit, though, right? It just feels bad. No tits. Shit class. Okay, that's kind of based. Think about how many hours of grinding for a pen demo is worth. That's true, J. I think it's fine. It feels clunky. Character slots. I hate it. It sucks because it's not a woman. Based fusion potatoes. Feels bad. Damage is good in my event. So it just feels bad. Divios plays Wukong now? Yeah, that would be because... Do you guys want me to break the fourth wall? Do you want me to do it? It's because his content is more interesting if he plays Wukong. It's not because he necessarily likes the class. I'm just saying. In 2 months, he's going to be playing Sage and Striker again. I'm calling it now. Anyway. Also, it helps him learn about the class so he can play against it better. You say, well, Blue, why don't you do that? Because you degenerates will watch me regardless of what class I'm playing. So I might as well just play whatever the f I want. I've very specifically trained all of you to not watch me because I'm good at the game. All right? You watch Divios for that. You watch me because you want to see me do some shit like tap the demos. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what class I'm playing, right? It is what it is. God, Wukong is such a great class. Wow. Guys, how good is Wukong? You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Also, yo, if you're watching that Global Lab patch note rundown or that Global Lab like review on YouTube, please remember to like the video, guys. It means a lot. Hit that subscribe button. It does help. Catch you in the next one.